Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video is very special for a few reasons. The first being that this is the second build that I did for my fantasy save file. So last week's video was the Good Witch's Castle. If you haven't seen that yet and you're interested, it's saved to the fantasy save file playlist, which is obviously only 2 videos long right now, but it's gonna grow every week. So I'll link that down in the description box. And the second reason why this video is special, I'm going to get into in a few minutes. So I just want to tell you for now a little bit about this build. In one of my many searches on Pinterest for some fantasy themed concept art, I came across this beautiful image of this flying ship. So I immediately fell in love with it. I saved it to my Pinterest and I said, okay, I'm going to use this in my save file. I knew I wanted to recreate it. And I'm going to link the image in the description as well, because I truly feel that my build does not do this picture justice. It's so cool looking. It's so unique. It just popped out on the screen when I saw it. It was just, I don't know. I just really like it a lot. So, like I said, I'll link that in the description if you want to go check that out. If that's the kind of thing that interests you, I do get a lot of my inspiration from that. I highly recommend Pinterest for that kind of thing. And my Pinterest is linked in the description as well. Just go look at the description box. There's lots of good stuff in there, I promise. I put stuff in there every week for you guys. So this build was quite a process to figure out how to put together. To do this, to create this floating, building, what you basically would do is you want to build a room, put a piece of foundation on top of that room, and then delete the room underneath it. And then that way you just have this floating piece of foundation, and then you can adjust it to whatever height you want. So essentially you're starting your build on the second floor, which sometimes is not always the best, because maybe you want to put 4 floors and now you can only put 3 because you want a floating building. So that's one sacrifice you have to make. But once you get that figured out, it's pretty easy. And the roofing I was really excited about, because a couple of weeks ago, the Sim Stream, which if you don't know who she is, she's amazing. Go check out her channel. She's so talented. She blows my mind every time I see one of her builds. But she did a circus a few weeks ago, and she manipulated the roofing to create this tent like how I did in this build. And you basically take 2 circular roofs, put them on top of each other, and then you just want to manipulate the shape of them until they make this sort of effect. And if you don't know about the roofing situation, if you hold Shift and C on your keyboard, when the roof piece is highlighted, it will open up additional points on the roof for you to manipulate. And then you could change the shape. It actually gives a much more smooth effect, I think, too, rather than just using the original points of manipulation. So once that was all done and I got all that exterior detailing done, which took some time for me to figure out the colors and where I wanted to go with it, but after that I just went for it. And the interior, I wanted it to feel really cluttered and sort of like this sim maybe has done a lot of traveling for a lot of years and collected a lot of treasures along his way. And the curtains I chose to go around the ship were really what set the tone for the color palette. I kind of knew I wanted to use them, but I was afraid they were going to look a little too circus-like, and that wasn't really the look I was going for. But I knew I wanted it to be bright and really rich looking, and so that's why I picked that curtain. And that really helped me with the rest of the color scheme for the rest of the build. And I really like decorating with red. I try sometimes to remind myself not to use red so much, but I really just enjoy it. And I love decorating with earth tones, and I just feel like it makes everything really cozy. So that's how most of the interior is decorated. It ended up being on the first floor is just sort of this open area kitchen with a little sort of living area, place for his cats, which I'll get into in a minute. And then there's a little office, and then there's the bedroom and the bathroom are on the 3rd floor. And I'm actually really pleased with the bedroom. I mean, the house in general, I think, is borderline a little gaudy looking, which I'm fine with. I think it looks fun. And the room, I created this room downstairs beyond the living room area, like the main area, and it's sort of a room just full of all of his magician collectibles, whatever I could find in the menu that I thought, oh, this kind of looks magical. And I tried to create like one of those tables where they saw the lady in half. I wanted to create that, and I didn't know how, but I thought maybe I could use a coffin. So I did size down a coffin and put it in the corner and put it on 2 of these little tables from Get to Work that are on wheels. And I thought that was fun. I mean, it doesn't really look like, you know, what it's supposed to be, but it kind of gives this impression. And I think that's really the goal here, was to, although I can't make a really realistic magician, I can kind of put in some small touches to make it look like it could be. And then in the little office area, I actually found in the debug menu in Realm of Magic, I found a wand that actually looks like a classic magician's wand, like the black wand with the white tips on it. So I was really excited that I found that. I put that on the desk in the office. And I think that part of why I like doing fantasy builds so much is because it is a little more challenging to find the items that could work. I think personally, you know, maybe it's not for other people. Maybe other people are like, okay, you have the pack, just use the stuff in the pack. But I think it takes a little bit more of outside of the box thinking sometimes. And I think that's what makes it fun for me. And don't get me wrong, I love to do, you know, a traditional looking house too. Sometimes I'm really in the mood to do one and I end up doing one. But this is really where my heart is, I think, in building, is to do stuff that's not what you would see in an everyday build. So I hope that you guys like it too. And yeah, one other quick thing I wanted to mention to you guys, which I forgot to mention in the last video, but it wasn't really relevant in the last video. I've actually started working on a lot of these lots for this world. So Willow Creek is really filling up. I think I have about half the lots that I've actually started a build on already. And I'm having a lot of fun doing that, just jumping around to different builds and keeping it fresh for each one. And it really helps me stay creative during the build. So you'll definitely see little sneak peeks of other builds that are coming up for the save file. If you have any questions about any of them, if you see any interest in any of them and you'd like to know more about them, let me know. The one that you were able to see during this video, which I actually ended up moving because it was actually really annoying me. But the one that was available to see during this video was this sort of, I don't know what to call it, because I started this thing that I wanted to look like a genie lamp and it wasn't going the way I wanted it to. So I might revisit that. I thought that I could change the roofing in a way that made it look like a genie lamp, but it looked like something else, but I don't know what. My boyfriend said it looks like a cake. Somebody else, actually Lost in Simland, said it looked like a cake. Somebody else told me it looked sort of like a mermaid fountain. So I don't know what I'm going to make it, but I really like it because it's girly looking and I put a lot of detail in it. I used a ton of different items to make it look really decorated. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's going to be in the save file. I might change the colors. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, that's just a little side note for you guys. So now I think it would be a good time for me to tell you about the household that is for this build. The reason that you don't see them is because my friend Lost in Simland, she made them. So she made this incredible magician who lives here with his 2 opposite cats. So I don't want to give away too much more information about them. You'll have to just go and check them out. If you're here after her premiere video, thanks for coming. And if you haven't seen her video yet, I think you should really go and check it out. The household she created is so cool. And I always love the way that she does casts. We have also decided that if her video gets 50 likes, that she will make 5 more households for my save file. So this is super important to me, not only because I think that she deserves the support, but also because my real passion really lies in building, and she is so much better at doing Sims than I am. I always go into it with a positive attitude, and then I get a couple of outfits in and I'm over it. So it'd be really great if she could do some more households for me. So any and all the Sims that she creates will be available for download with my save file as well once it's complete. But if you want this build or the households now, then you can download them from the gallery. She'll have the Sims, obviously, and I will have the build, and all that information, again, is in the description box down below. So Lost in Simland is actually my small creator feature for this week as well. So in a minute you will see some images from her channel and builds, and I'm also going to read a short description of what she wanted you guys to know about her channel. So once the feature is over, my cinematic tour for the build will begin. I'd also really love to hear from you guys about what you think of the new friend feature. I did one last week and I got a lot of comments from you guys that you were excited about finding a new creator. So if this is something that you guys like, I do want to continue it at least for the next couple of weeks. I have several people lined up that I've already discussed this whole thing with that are really excited about being featured. And, you know, I just think it's really great and important as a community member to spread the love and, you know, just make people feel like, you know, the work that they're doing is worth it, and that other people see the hard work that they're putting in, because content creation is not always easy, and it's nice to have the support of your friends in the community. So yeah, this is what she had to say about her channel. My love for The Sims started in 2000 with The Sims 1. I played every version. I create a lot of Sims because I find it relaxing. Build-wise, I tend to build either eco-inspired, such as container homes, or with an eclectic style. I also like mid-century, industrial, all things 70s, boho style, and Sulani in general. I uploaded my first video to YouTube in September 2020. I'm still figuring out what I like to do, what my viewers like to watch, and where the golden middle is. So that's what she had to say about her channel. I really hope you guys go and check it out. Please hit that like button on this video if you guys enjoyed this. It means so much to me to hear it from you guys, but giving me that thumbs up just lets me know that anybody that's watching this video that really enjoyed it, I can keep making the same kind of content. I'm really starting to become addicted to doing these save files. I don't know what's going to happen when I'm done with this one. I have some ideas. My son, oh, he's screaming. He hasn't been in a video in a while, guys. Okay, sorry about that. He's ready for me to get off the computer. So I hope you guys like it. Like I said, all the info is in the description box. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week. Bye.